Hey YouTube, thanks for joining me. This is part 2 of my Blackest Black 3.0 review. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do an acrylic pour. And just to make this a really rough test on this really cool product here, I'm using Liquitex Basics. I think I got this on sale for like $2.50 at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something like that. So hang out, let's see how this stuff works. All right, so I'm getting ready to do my pour. I got my colors here. I got some magenta, neon pink, neon green, and I have the Blackest Black 3.0. I added about 10% Floetrol, about 10% water, and that is the perfect consistency that I want. It came out great. Drips right off. That is perfect. So now I'm gonna mix these colors. Actually, not mix them, I'm going to pour them into this cup right here. And we'll see what we got. So these paints are just acrylic paints that you can get from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I'm not pouring them in any specific order here. Just want to get some color on the canvas is really what I'm interested in. And I use bright colors because I wanted to see what they look like up against the Black 3.0. So I think that's about it right there. I did put some silicone into the magenta, well, into these three here. No silicone in this black, none whatsoever. And I'm kind of curious to see how this works out. So to me, it still maintains a lot of its properties. All right, so let's pour this on here and see what we can get out of it. And I did use a lot of paint. I used a lot because I didn't want to run out in the middle of this. And I'm going to take this black and I'm going to pour some splotches in here like this. It kind of gives it that whole, that whole look. All right, and I'm kind of curious as to what that's going to do in here. Whoa, let's get you down in here, all right? It doesn't look like it's wanting to pour really easy on this Black 3.0 painted canvas, to be honest. Let's take my finger and get some of these colors in here. Maybe soaking the canvas will help ahead of time. Yeah, there's big holes here on the side where it's like the Blackest Black is not wanting it to pour in there on these corners. Yeah, I can see big open areas here. And I poured enough paint where this should get in here. It was like the paint. I don't know if you saw how runny the paint was. It was like the paint doesn't want to adhere to the canvas. So I'll throw a little bit of black in here. Let's see what that does. Put it on these corners. All right, let's pour. The paint is really thick on top of that. There we go. Yeah, and a lot of this part right here, the paint is refusing to flow on it. It's refusing to flow against this Black 3.0, and it's leaving like big holes on the side here. So, but I did use a lot of paint. All right, so I got coverage on that side. Check over here. Nope, paint is refusing to adhere there. Yep, here too. And it's really odd because I got like areas where the paint is like, nope, not gonna do it. It's like the paint come down and just flowed around it instead of sitting on it. Yeah, I can actually see the canvas through that. That's weird. It's like It's like the Black 3.0 doesn't like this particular brand of canvas, or not canvas, but acrylic on it. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. I've seen that happen a few times. Anyway, there we go. One of the things that Stuart says in his instructions is don't heat it. Do not pour it on a flat surface. Or excuse me, don't pour it on a hot surface. But I'm still going to take my blowtorch and torch this out a little bit because I want to see what happens. Alright, here we go. And I have just a gentle flame going across here. It does kind of look neat. I'm kind of enjoying it. I mean, I'm getting a lot of black cells in there. Okay, so that's the pour. I'm going to let this dry for a couple of days and then we'll pull it out and take a look at it. So here is our acrylic pour. You can see it actually came out kind of neat. It looks really good. But as for that black on black, you know, effect I showed you in the first video, I'm really not seeing that anywhere, and I think probably what happened is the paint probably mixed in a little bit with the other pigments and kind of like took away that that black on black stuff that you normally see. I did some other testing too. So what I did was I painted some MTN94 down, and then I took some Blackest Black and then cut it with about 10 to 15% water by weight, and you can see it doesn't really cover well. I really wasn't happy with using straight Blackest Black pigment because it left a lot of brush strokes. I couldn't get it down. So this is the Blackest Black here, 20% with 2 coats after the first coat dried. So again, we have the first coat and then the second coat. So if you're going to paint this on paper, I suggest what you do is you cut it with about 10 to 15% water first, and then do a second coat after the first coat dries to get rid of this. Thanks for hanging out with me to the end of the video. I got a close-up of this little acrylic painting right here for you to look at closely, and I got a couple more videos up here for you guys to watch. So when it comes to using this Blackest Black 3.0 on an acrylic flow, what do I think? I think it'd probably be better off to use Mars Black or permanent black acrylic paint. It's a lot cheaper than this stuff. So this is like the middle of 2020, and for 150 milliliters, I think I paid right around 22 bucks for it. I can get a tube of 150 milliliters of Mars Black for $6.99 and pretty much get the same effect. One of the things I did notice on this though is that really awesome matte effect I have on some places where the paints didn't mix. I also had some really funny issues where the acrylic paint that I painted on top of the Blackest Black tended to crack and spall a little bit. So I don't think Blackest Black really likes being poured wet with another paint. I don't have that effect that I saw with the paper painting I did in the last video where the planets and stars just like really popped out and looked really awesome. This, it just looks like a regular acrylic pour with nothing special with it. So save your money and use the other paints, the permanent black acrylic and maybe some Mars Black or something like that. And just use this for backgrounds, maybe brush it on the canvas, that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Really appreciate a like and a subscribe. So you guys have a good one. Cheers.